Where to start? This trailer is an eyesore, but it is the beginning of quite an adventure. Lisa and I have decided we want to build a houseboat, and we want to be able to take that houseboat to different waterways. We live on the Trent Severn Waterway, so we can do a lot of boating right from here basically to anywhere around the world that's connected to the oceans. But there are some inland waterways we'd also like to check out, or maybe just save a little fuel and trailer with the truck instead of traveling all the way in the boat. So this beat up old travel trailer is going to be a boat trailer eventually.
Well, here's our beautiful parts trailer. Doug's been working hard at trashing it essentially. Trying to get a lot of the stuff out before the winter, but anyway, here we'll go for a little tour so you can see. Isn't that pretty? Oh, and here we go.
This is the master bedroom. Here's the kitchen.
Oh, it looks better than it did.
I'm working on getting the bathroom out. Part of the tub enclosure.
Here's the tub. Not sure there's anything in this that we're going to be able to use. Maybe that's it.
The bath water's ready.
Yeah, jump on in. The toilet. We're not
You can still use it, I think.
Doug thinks you can use the toilet, but I disagree. I think we can afford a new toilet.
Oh, I just meant use it right now.
Oh. Anyway, and that's that.
Part of the process of turning this travel trailer into a boat trailer is destroying it. Looks like the snow over the winter came close to bringing the roof down. It did some serious damage. Of course, it probably didn't help that I had already removed all the interior walls. Also probably didn't help that there was a wee bit of rot in places. And yeah, so I've got a lot of work done gutting the interior, but I've got a lot of work to do still to get it down to nothing left but a frame. So I guess I better get back to work. Well, I've got the trailer about ready to start ripping the siding off. I've got everything gutted out of the inside, all the doors and windows removed, and I've started to pull apart some of the siding, the back of the trailer. This trailer is so shot. These walls here are just totally rotted away. It's just so ready to be, I don't know what, scrappy if it wasn't for the fact that I think I can make use of what's left of the frame. So on till another day, quitting for today.
Well, here we are. It's March 29th and Doug has been in home exactly 2 weeks, and he has got this trailer looking, you know, pretty good. Certainly looks better than it used to look. Just took the slide out and just getting the rest of the tin off, and then I think what's going to happen is he's going to tie some ropes onto some of this wood and yank it down with the trailer. So I don't know how that's going to go, but hopefully fine. And then the air conditioning unit, etc., will drop to the floor, and load up the van with some more junk. So anyway, we'll when we're ready to do that, we'll come back.
Did you get a picture of it?
I got a picture.
All right.
We're just about ready.
See what happens.
We have it all tied up with the van, and so Doug is about to hop in the van and essentially pull the trailer down the top of it. Let's just see what happens. He banged out a number of the boards that seemed stronger so that it weakened it. I hear some creaking. There we go.
So I'm afraid it was just kind of ripping the front end of the trailer, or was it
I don't know.
So there's the trailer laying on the ground. We had it all set up with rope to the van to pull it down, and Lisa was going to video it coming down. And before I got in the van, I just gave it a little tug on the rope, and down it went. She never got a chance to even get her video going before it was over. So now, just have a little cleanup to do. I envisioned the roof sitting nice straight on top of the trailer, but kind of fell off to the side. Oh well, at least it's down where it's easy to get at. No way I was going up on top to get anything done. I was afraid of going right through it. The trailer's down to just a bit of garbage, really. Nothing but a frame with a bit of the plastic underbody, underbelly layer is laying there, and a bit of rotten lumber and such on top. So I'm going to put it into the garage and tear apart the rest. I thought it'd be a little easier to sweep up the mess on a concrete floor instead of the gravel. As it is, we've got a bit of raking to do. There's some rotted wood and this and that that's on the gravel. So it's pretty sad though. Very, very rotten. Just shows what happens when you don't do any maintenance, let the roof leak, let it stay soaked for years on end. Pretty much destroys it. It's a 1993, but it doesn't matter what age it is if you don't look after it. I finally got to build something. Instead of destructing, I constructed. Built a extension on the garage because the garage isn't deep enough for the houseboat or the trailer to work on. So I used some scraps that were still somewhat salvageable out of the trailer and built this little jut out onto the garage. From the inside, there's the garage, which is 30 feet long outside measurements, which won't hold a 32-foot boat and definitely won't give you any room to get around it and work. So I've added another 11 feet onto this end to give me 41 feet, I guess that'd total. And yeah, so a couple doors on the end to get things in and out. So now I guess it's time to open them up and bring a trailer in. Now with the doors open, there's 10 feet wide, 8 feet high, and lots of length. Well, enough length, I wouldn't say lots, to bring the trailer in here and work on it. And then when it gets to houseboat stage, to start building the houseboat. So it's backed in, but I have to cut off. The original trailer is about 4 feet too long for what we want for the boat trailer. And I built this to fit things, except that I have to cut about 4 feet off the back end of the trailer before I can get it in far enough to close the doors up there and disconnect it from the truck. Not in that order. So my next task now is to cut off the end of the trailer so I can back it up the rest of the way. I do have quite a bit of room to work, but not enough room to get the trailer right in without it being crammed right up to the door. So I'll get it cut off and then I'll park it where it's going to stay. Bumpers removed and one cross member, and got a start on the cuts. Taking 4 feet off each frame rail, and that'll make the trailer the perfect length for our boat. Here's the start of the other cut, 4 feet from the end. And that'll let me back it in and park it, close the doors for the night, and then tomorrow I will deal with that mess. So late yesterday I got the back of the trailer cut off. I cut 4 feet off plus the back bumper, and that let me slide it in with room to still work at the back. There's the excess underbelly folded forward, and then the mess of rotten wood and everything else that's still left. So I'm going to open up the doors at the front of my little addition and start loading the van up with a trip to the dump. And that'll be a nice stage to get this thing stripped bare. Well, there you have it, a bare frame, no more travel trailer here, and now I have to start turning it into a boat trailer, which will require removing basically every cross member you can see there and replacing them with new ones in the right places at the right height. And yeah, lots of welding and cutting to do, but happy to be done the phase of demolishing a travel trailer, which is a huge job. Don't ever think anything different. So we've got the frame of the trailer, all the old cross pieces that supported the slides and suspension and everything else have all been removed. I've put in new cross members from one end to the other and some stuff up in the middle, up at the front for the winch to attach to for the nose ring. And now I'm going to turn it upside down using the chain block hooked up to a 4x4 up in the attic, and I'm going to flip it over so I can weld everything on the underside and clean up some stuff from where the old suspension mounts were and get it all prepped for the new setup. And then I'll flip it back right side up and continue on with mounting all the bunks and everything that will support the boat. So making progress. Things are moving along with the trailer. I've got the bunk support all welded in up the middle all the way from rear to front, and I've made up this jig that duplicates the position of the strakes and chine on the hull so I can do these outer supports. They'll get welded on, and then this will be the bunk on the trailer. That's the chine on the boat. And so to position these in the right position to weld them, I made up this jig to let me get everything lined up properly. So on to the next phase. Well, it's been a lot of work. Everything takes longer than you think it will, but the trailer is all welded up and ready for a coat of paint. So tomorrow we're gonna get the first coat of paint on it. Well, there you go. The trailer is all shiny and black. 2 coats of paint from end to end. A lot of work. Thankfully, Lisa loves painting. She loves to help when she can, and painting is definitely something she could help with. So the pair of us spent all day Sunday, when it was a rainy day outside. We spent it in here painting the trailer, and then Monday again, and as well as painting the trailer, we painted the old axles and springs and everything, got them all cleaned up and painted, and a few other things. So now I'm going to start mounting the suspension. Yesterday I mounted, oh yeah, that was something else we painted, was those 2 8-foot bars that hold all the suspension mounting points. We painted them over the couple days, and yesterday I U-bolted them to the frame, and now I'm starting to install the suspension. So pretty soon it'll be sitting on wheels again for the first time in quite a while. So nice to see it coming along.
So the trailer for the boat, the houseboat, is finally done. This is the big unveiling. It's moving out of the temporary garage and addition. It's all nice and empty in here. And now we can build a boat in here. And the trailer's going over into the other side of the other driveway. Pretty impressive, I feel, to take a really run-down trailer, rip it apart, and make it into a boat trailer. He added a 3rd axle. It was only 2 axles, now there's 3. Put all the bunks on, the fenders. Anyway, whole pile of work, and it's done now. And now we can get to the really exciting part, which is building the houseboat. Good job, Doug.
And there we have a somewhat finished trailer. It's done for now. Still have to do a winch at the front of it for securing the front of the boat, but I'm not going to do that till I have a hull sitting on there or a boat sitting on there, and I can make sure I get it all positioned correctly. And other than that, though, the bunks are all on. It's ready to take the hull, so happily I can move on to the next phase. The phase I'm actually wanting to do is build a boat, now that we have a trailer to put a boat on. So it's been quite a job taking it all the way from a travel trailer to this, but at least that stage of the work is done. Gonna have to buy a pair of wheels for the third axle. Right now I've got the spare off our travel trailer and stole the wheel off our other boat trailer, but just to get it over here. So, but happy to have this phase of construction done. And now I get to move on to actual boat building, and that's what this whole project's all about.